Hello everyone. Today's video is about what causes jowling and wrinkling around the mouth. Now this is a really personal subject for me because over the past 18 months I'd say, I've been really having a really hard time with wrinkles around my mouth developing. And it's really upset me because I work so hard at my exercises and I'm really faithful at doing them all the time, and I've never understood until recently what's actually been happening. Now there are a number of factors that has been causing this, and I'm going to share them with you because it could be happening to you as well. So the first thing is my age. I mean, I am 57 going on 58, and I am fighting up against the wall of aging. I mean, this thing just doesn't stop, and no matter what I do for myself, no matter how healthy I am, no matter whatever it is that I do, nothing stops it. The other thing is that I have smoked cigarettes for the past 36 years of my life. So smoking has obviously started to take its toll. I am very surprised, even though I do not smoke cigarettes now, I am so surprised that I haven't had worse wrinkling on my face. And that, I think, has contributed to the facial exercises and my devices, my skincare, and other massages and things like that that I do for myself to try to keep myself from aging so rapidly. There are other factors. Now, I'm first of all going to talk to you about your teeth. Your teeth are key to what happens to the wrinkles around your mouth. So consider if you had no teeth. When you see someone that has no teeth in their mouth, all of their lips are receded. And this is because your teeth actually hold out your lips. Now consider if you lose teeth around various areas of your mouth, your skin will still recede into those areas. And this is what's been happening to myself. A number of years ago, I had 2 teeth removed from the upper and lower part of my mouth, and they're in exactly the same spot. Now this part of my cheek is fine, but this part here, over time what's happened is it's become concave, and it's caused very deep wrinkling and creasing down my chin. The other side of my mouth, I have had a tooth removed here. That tooth was removed about 10 years ago. These ones were removed about 15 years ago. This one was about 10 years ago. Now, what's happened is in the last 18 months, I've noticed a big crease started forming down my cheek. And you can see it for yourself, what's actually started happening. Now, no matter what I've done, these wrinkles will not go away. And it's so upsetting because of all the work that I do with myself, and you'd think that they would start subsiding, but at times they've got much worse. The other thing that happened was my front teeth at the bottom of my jaw, my very front teeth, were sticking up into the top part of my teeth in the top part of my mouth. And my dentist actually ground down those sharp points. And when that happened, it actually pushed my jaw up into the back of my teeth, and my jaw actually receded. Because I spoke to the dentist about it and told them what had been happening around my mouth, and they confirmed the fact that missing teeth and the fact that in grinding my teeth and caused my teeth to jut up in the top of the back of my top teeth, this has caused my jaw to move back, and my teeth missing have caused the wrinkles on my face. Now, I would really like you guys to consider yourself what's been happening to you, because I hear a lot of people say, well, no matter what I do, it doesn't work. Well, look, I've been doing it as well, and I've been working very hard at smoothing out this area, and it is very difficult if you've got forces moving against you. As I say with people, facial exercises can do so much, can be absolutely a miracle, but if there are other things that are happening on your face, it will not work. It sometimes is a challenge to keep those areas smoothed out and strong. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is mouth breathing. So if you are a mouth breather, typically what happens is you sleep with your mouth open. Now, when you're laying on your back, sleeping with your mouth open all night, what happens is your jaw drops right down, open, and I'm sure that those of you who have experienced this understand what I'm saying. Your jaw is pulled down and really with quite a lot of force. It is dropped down all night, and bit by bit, because the skin has elasticity, it stretches and stretches and stretches more. Now you can imagine that when you wake up in the morning, what happens is you wake up and you close your jaw. All of a sudden, all this stretched skin that's been happening through the night closes up and it all puckers up. And this is what causes all of this area here to pouch. Now, I also have had this because at times I do sleep with my mouth open, and for a while there I was doing that. And it had caused a lot of very, very deep wrinkles around the side of my mouth. So if you sleep with your mouth open, you will typically find wrinkles that go from the top part of your lip all the way down to the bottom part underneath the corners of your lip. They are sleeping with your mouth open wrinkles. And then when you close your mouth, you get some fatty pouches in here, and that's what's causing it. I hope that's clear, because it took me a bit of time to understand what was actually happening. Because I'd wake up in the morning and I'd look at myself in the mirror and I'd have all this pouching happening and all these very deep receded wrinkles from right around my marionette lines all the way down underneath my lips. And this is what it was. It was sleeping with my mouth open. So I went about finding ways to stop doing that. And I think the best way to do it is to find a chin strap that will help you sleep at night, that you can put around your head, that stops your mouth from opening. This is the only way I can think. If you have got other ways of finding it without uncomfortable ways of sleeping or dangerous ways of sleeping, please let us know in the comments box below. But this is the best way I've found. If you just have a chin strap that's just tight enough so your mouth will not open up at night, it will keep your mouth closed and you breathe through your nose. Now there's so much information on the internet about nose breathing versus mouth breathing. Really is quite phenomenal, and it really is a thing, because this is not the only problem that mouth breathing causes. So I really do encourage you to go do that. Now, of course, the other thing that causes it are hormones. So around the top part of your lip, there are creasing and things like that happen up here, and all of that are hormones going wild and changing in your body. As we age, when we get to about 50 onwards, there is a rapid aging process that starts to happen. And it's like all those bad things that you did in your life before 50 are all catching up with you now. And it really is the truth, because I'm finding out about this myself. And luckily I found facial exercises, because I think if I didn't, my aging process would be a lot worse than it is. So please do consider these things that I'm talking about, because they really are a thing. They truly are. So combined with cigarette smoking, combined with drinking alcohol, not eating correct foods, mouth breathing, all of these things really do cause problems on your face. Now, I've always said about facial exercises that when you do it, it is the most wonderful thing that you do, but it's not a perfect fix. And this is why I'm talking to you about this topic today, because I'm experiencing it myself and I wanted to share it with you. It's not a perfect fix. And there are other things that you do need to do and consider and think about as to why wrinkles on your face are not changing as you're doing the exercises. Now, as I said, I do my exercises faithfully. I have worked very, very hard to find different ways to smooth out these wrinkles, and it just will not happen. It's so frustrating. And I just wanted to let you know that if you're having problems, if you're experiencing problems like things are not changing for you, wrinkles are not moving or smoothing, these might be the reasons why. And especially the jowls. The jowls are the most hardest area to change. Now, the other thing with jowls is your weight. When you have jowls, you are not at your ideal weight. And if you are underweight, what happens is the skin starts to sag. And as we age, again, as we know, the skin loses elasticity, it loses collagen, it loses hyaluronic acid. And all these things cause the cheeks and the mouth to start drooping. And it all starts from the top of your lip, the top of your cheeks, and it all starts to slide downwards. Now, if you are underweight and you have excess skin, facial exercises will not help in tightening your skin. Of course, it will strengthen your muscles underneath, and as you exercise those muscles, they'll be amazingly strong. But the skin will not stretch over the muscle as the muscle builds because there is excess skin. And that's the theory behind facial exercises. The muscles build, the skin stretches over, and the wrinkles disappear. But if you have excess skin, you understand that if there's too much skin, it's not going to be able to stretch over the muscles. And this is also around your eyes because there's a condition called ptosis, spelt Ptosis. Now, in simple terms, what this is excessive skin that hangs over the eyes. And in many cases, in most cases, if people can afford to have surgery to have that excessive skin removed, that is the only way to cure ptosis. Now, you can understand then with facial exercises, you might try to cure that condition, but if the muscle is building and there is too much skin to stretch over the muscle, you can understand that it's not going to work. So people with that condition absolutely need to go and have some surgery to have the excess skin removed. And this is a problem with excess skin, is that it does remain unless you have it removed. And I would really love to say that it would work for you, but facial exercises, as I say, will only go so far for you. So consider the things that are happening to you right now with all the facial exercises that you are doing. If you are following the program correctly, first of all, that's your first chance of having some success. But then if you are finding that there are certain areas that are not changing, you need to consider what's going on in your facial area, in your mouth and your skin, with your muscles, and the underlying adipose fat in your skin. You need to understand what's actually happening. Most times facial exercises work for people, sometimes they don't. And those people who it doesn't work for, they need to find other ways of rejuvenation. And I'm really sorry to say that, but it's the actual truth. Because I've had a few people have underlying problems with their skin, with conditions, skin conditions and all sorts of things where facial exercises didn't help. So going back to what causes wrinkles around the mouth, you need to really think about what's actually happening, how you're sleeping, whether you're mouth breathing or nose breathing. You need to really have a look at yourself in the morning to see what sort of wrinkles are being formed. You need to understand if you've got teeth that are missing out of your mouth, that may be causing wrinkles and they won't budge. These are all things that you need to understand. So I hope that's given you a bit more understanding about wrinkles. I do have another one coming up about what wrinkles are what and why wrinkles are formed in certain areas. So there is another video coming up about that. And it's quite interesting when you start studying how wrinkles form and why there's so many different types of wrinkles and why they form. So please look out for that video. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel, because when you subscribe to the channel, you get all these great updates. Remember to click the bell, and when you do click the bell, you will get notifications of when I've updated. Go ahead and like the video as well, because that would really help me with YouTube. Well, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it, and you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Bye.